Hi folks, Kelvin here, WeRun coach for Leeds and surrounding areas as well as online coaching. In this little video, I'm going to kind of answer a question asked by Abby. And that question was about when we have to train maybe quite early in the morning due to a busy work schedule, how do we do this without training fasted? So let's just sort of cover first what we mean by training fasted. And that's when a runner might go out after not eating a meal for a sort of large period of time. So maybe someone has an evening meal at sort of 6 o'clock and then they don't have anything to eat until 6 o'clock the following morning, and then they go out for a run. That would be training fasted. And Abby's got the right idea here. What we don't want to do is train fasted. We want some fuel in the system. And there's a number of reasons for this. And it's more on a sort of hormonal level than it is a fuel level. So to do exercise when we've got no fuel on board is a stressor. The body sees that as a stress. As you can imagine, you're asking it to do a very demanding task like running, but you're not fueling it correctly. And the body doesn't like that. So what we want to do, so we're not really specifically, unless this run's going to be very long, we're not going to be too worried about muscle glycogen stores. We do burn some muscle glycogen whilst we sleep, but it's only quite a small quantity. So provided we've had some carbohydrate the day before, muscle glycogen stores should be fairly full. So what we're trying to do when we train early in the morning, obviously, if we're going to run at 5 o'clock in the morning, we're not going to get up at 3 o'clock to have a breakfast, that kind of ideal 2 hours out from the training run. But what we do need is a little bit of glucose coming into the system, which is mainly fueling the brain, and it's telling the brain it's okay, we've got some fuel on board. And one of the best ways of doing this is a small snack. So it might be something like a banana. Want to keep this quite carby. Some runners, including myself, I don't often run at really early hours in the morning, but it might be where I'm doing like a multi-day and I'm getting up super early to run. I'll generally have caffeine. So I'll have some coffee, which takes between 15 and 45 minutes for the caffeine to take effect. So by the time I actually get out running, it is starting to do something and making me feel a little bit better. And then I'll probably add some liquid calories. So I'll probably take like a hand bottle with me and I'll pop a small amount of carbohydrate powder in there. I don't need an awful lot. Or it might be that a runner takes a gel and just maybe has a small gel before they train. And as mentioned, it's not really about sort of like defending muscle glycogen, topping up muscle glycogen stores as we would on a longer effort. It's more about adding some glucose into the system just before we run to tell the brain it's okay, we are running fueled. So I hope that makes some sort of sense. And if you have any questions, please pop them in the comments below. And for now, happy running.